Welcome back to another video. My name is Matt and I help people overcome retroactive jealousy. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my weight loss journey. Now, I know a lot of people have either written in the comments or emailed me probably within the last month or so about that I'm losing weight and kind of wanting to know if I'm okay, if I'm healthy, because in the last almost 5 weeks, about 34 days, I've lost about 30 pounds. And I actually want to talk to you about that today because I lost this weight this quickly. Yes, I'm healthy. Yes, I'm feeling really, really good. Yes, I'm so excited that I did. And I lost this weight putting in the same type of mindset, same type of work that I put in to overcome retroactive jealousy. So yes, all of this, everything that I do actually relates to me going through RJ. If I didn't go through RJ, I wouldn't know these skills and these techniques to be able to conquer other things in my life too. So I want to break down for you what I did. So even if you're not trying to lose weight or anything like that, I think this will help you because I can kind of compare the two things together, compare the journey in overcoming retroactive jealousy versus the journey of other things, other goals and things you have in your life as well. So we'll talk about that in today's video. Before we get started though, if you could take a quick moment and smash the like button so we can get this video out to more people, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, so my journey with my weight, here's basically where it started. Prior to me suffering from retroactive jealousy, I was usually around between 185 and 195 pounds, kind of, give or take, that 10-pound range, in there. And I was always feeling really good. And as many of you know, I'm a runner. I run half marathons and things like that. And that just always seemed to be the weight that just felt good to me the most, that I could kind of, eat the most amount of foods to get the most amount of energy to be able to go on these runs. I was very, very comfortable with that weight range. Well, during my worst time suffering from retroactive jealousy, and you might be experiencing the same thing. And my worst time was about June 2017, June, July, August, September, about a 4-month period through about September of 2017 was my worst. That was when I was getting the suicidal thoughts, when I was having the constant panic attacks, when words can't describe. You might know what I'm talking about. But during that time, I stopped eating. That was one of the things. I ate very, very little because the pain was just so great. The pain was just so great. I didn't know what to do, so I wasn't hungry. And then when I was hungry, I almost had this mindset of like, oh, I don't deserve to eat because I feel this way. I don't deserve that stuff. It was scary. It was very, very scary. And so literally there was about, not that whole 4 months when I was really suffering, but probably about 2 months in there. I would say really that the summer months, probably the July and August months, where I really didn't eat. I maybe ate, I can basically tell you, I worked from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. At a hotel, and we got free meals at the hotel. So literally I wouldn't eat breakfast, I wouldn't eat lunch, I wouldn't do anything. And then when I was forced to actually sit down and take a break around like 7 p.m. at night, I would eat something very, very little that they had there at the cafeteria at the hotel that was free. And like I said, it was very, very little. And so I was probably around that time like 190 pounds, 195 pounds, and I ended up dropping to like 170, like 20 pounds of not good weight loss, not, just starving myself, being depressed weight loss. And so when I overcame retroactive jealousy, and this is going into kind of October of that same year when I was like, I started putting in the steps in the summer. It was like, boom, October. I'm like, oh, I'm finally out of this thing. That the first thing I want to do is like, I want to start eating again, because that was one of the things I put off. Like, I want food. So I started eating and eating and eating and eating and eating. And that was like my reward, almost, was food. And at that time, my wife and I had just gotten married. And so, of course, then we want to celebrate like all the time. So we were always going out to eat, always doing these things. And I literally went from October of being like 175 pounds to December, I was over 200 pounds, like in a 3-month span or whatever that is in there, give or take. I gained like 30 something pounds, just like bang, just like that. And so then all of a sudden I found myself above 200. I had never been this kind of heavy before. I was kind of like, oh, what do I do? Do I lose weight? Do I just, and I'm like, no, I'll just keep doing my running, keep doing my stuff, and, keep eating how I am. But even though I was going out and running, 5 miles a day, 6 miles a day, sometimes up to 10 miles, like once a week or so, I was burning a lot of calories, but I was coming back and I was rewarding myself by just eating more and more and more and more and more. And so my weight was either not changing at all or getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And literally this was for the last, let's say that was the start of 2018. So that was basically my life for the last 3 years, was yes, doing a lot of exercise, but at the same time, just enjoying food, way too much of it, right? And so I got to the point where I made it all the way up to 223 pounds. That was where I weighed in right in the 1st of January, 223. And then when I started this at the end, I was right around the same 223. And I'll put a picture kind of up here of what I look like. Okay, a little chubby cheek action going on there. But I was at this point now where I was just like, man, like I would watch back my YouTube videos and see my face and, feel that, like this is not me, that's not who I am. I don't feel like myself. All my clothes, like my wife and I, if we had a nice dinner we'd go out to, like my shirts, I'd have a few like nicer shirts and nicer whatever stuff that I would wear for special occasions. And it was like that stuff stopped fitting. And it was like, well, what am I supposed to, I'm sure you probably are familiar if you've gone through a weight loss journey of that feeling of my clothes don't fit. I feel so uncomfortable, like something needs to change. And so I like literally, I think it was like January 25th. It was a Monday. I'm like, today starts it. From here on out, like I'm going to do what I need to do to lose weight, to get back to where I'm comfortable, right? And like I said, as of now, I'm like 100. I just passed about the 30-pound mark when I weighed myself just now, so like 193 pounds. So I'm like right at 30 pounds that I lost since January the 25th. And then this video I'm actually posting today. I know I do like a ton of stuff in advance, blah, 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 but this is March 1st right now. So, so here's what I did. That's basically what I want to do. Sorry for the backstory, but here's what I did. When we're suffering from retroactive jealousy, right? The thought comes up that pulls us in, that we need to explore this thought about our partner's past, that we need to do this compulsive behavior, that we need to act on this thought. And sometimes it's very hard not to do that, but our job is to, either let the thought go, ignore the thought, say some type of affirmation like don't need to explore this, this will not benefit me in any way. That's exactly what I did with my eating. I cut my calories, basically. I cut my calories. I was probably consuming well over 2,000-3,000 calories a day easy. Probably more at some points in time, just, enjoying life, right? And so I had to really cut down, and I would limit my calories, and I would say, okay, you know what? I don't need to eat this much. Like what's an appropriate amount where I can lose, a pound a week was kind of what I calculated. And I ended up being like, it was like 1,500 calories or 1,800 calories or something was like my aim was where it was at. And so I started splitting up my meals and doing like, 200 calories here. And then a couple hours later, 300 calories. And then a couple hours later, another 300 calories, spread it out 6 meals a day or so to hit that goal. But every time after I'd eat, I'd get these thoughts saying like, you're still hungry. That's not enough food for you. You need to eat more, right? I felt very unsatisfied. And these thoughts were telling me to eat more, to eat more, to eat more. And of course, I really wanted to follow through and be like, yes, let me eat more. Yes, let me grab something else. Oh, I deserve it. Oh, I've been cutting my calories. I should do this. I deserve it. Just like those retroactive jealousy thoughts say, hey, come explore me. Hey, come this way. Hey, let's think about this. Let's think about that. But instead, I, again, just kind of shut that part off, said, nope. And I refocused back on my job at hand, which was, my weight loss journey. So it says, come eat, eat something else. Come on. No, you're just a thought. I'm not going to indulge in you. The only reason you're powerful is because I give you power, and I'm not going to give you power anymore. I'm on my path. This is my weight loss journey. And I even went as far as to be like, how we've been talking a little bit on this channel about like changing your self-image and things like that. Become the person that you want to be. And by doing that, you have to become that person now, even if you don't feel like you're ready to, even if your emotions aren't on your side. You have to become that person now. And so I'd eat these kind of smaller meals. These thoughts would come and say, oh, you're hungry, eat more. And I'd block out those thoughts by saying, no, I'm the type of person that gets very full and very satisfied eating this meal right here, this smaller meal, 300-400 calories. I get full from this. This satisfies me. And the first, honestly, it didn't take too long. The first couple days of doing that, it was harder. Of course, my thoughts are, yeah, whatever. Yeah, no, eat more. All these thoughts coming in about food and blah, blah, blah. But eventually those thoughts simmered down once I started saying like, no, I am the type of person that gets satisfied off of this meal. I'm the type of person that feels full just by eating this meal. Now, obviously, I wasn't completely like stuffed and full, but over time, like that's how I started feeling. This meal satisfies me. This meal fills me up. I feel good now. That became me. That became who I was. And I'm at the point now where if there's like a 2,000 calorie meal in front of me, like I eat, 400 or 500 calories of it and I'm stuffed. Like I became that person that I wanted to be by acting as if I was that person now, even before I was, ready to be that person. Even though my emotions weren't on my side, I stuck to it. And that's super powerful in overcoming RJ, as we have to almost adopt this idea that, these thoughts don't bother me. I'm super secure. I'm super confident. These things of the past don't bother me at all. Psh, if you want to come and try to mess with me, you can, but they don't faze me. We have to become the person that we want to be. And that's the person I think we all want to become, is that person that these thoughts don't bother them anymore, right? So it's about just adopting that mindset of this is who I am now, even though the thoughts are still going to come, even though the emotions aren't going to follow suit. Immediately, very soon they will. I mean, this is all brain neurology, like rewiring the brain, firing certain neurons, and your brain starts becoming what you put out there. It's very, very powerful. And like I said, this is the same stuff I did overcoming RJ. I said, I'm going to act and live my life regardless of these thoughts. I'm going to, if I'm really having a bad retroactive jealousy spell and maybe I'm with a group of friends and I'm just really feeling anxious, I'm going to stop myself and I'm going to ask myself, if I wasn't suffering from RJ, what would I say right now? What would I do right now? If I wasn't suffering from RJ, I'd feel great right now. I'd join in the conversation. I'd, grab a drink for somebody. I would, what would I do? And let me do it. And I would do that. And it was hard. And of course, my emotions were not on my side. Of course, these thoughts for me to feel sorry for myself, for me to play this victim role, for me to exploit, were always coming in. But I said, no, I am on my path and nothing's going to stop me from my path to freedom. And it's here. And I had to act as if I wasn't suffering from RJ. I had to act as if I was someone that the past didn't affect when it did. But I had to put that out there. It's very, very effective and very, very powerful to do that. That's exactly what I did in this weight loss journey. And yes, I understand that 30 pounds in 35 days is a lot, but it was that's the power of our brain. I'll say that. That's the power of our brain when we put ourselves out there. No, I'm not starving myself. No, I'm eating like plenty of food, plenty of meals, but I've rewired my brain to the fact that these smaller meals spread out throughout the day make me feel fuller longer. And of course, my exercise hasn't changed. I'm still doing a ton of running and stuff like that, which obviously aids it and helps it. But like, I'm actually running further and better, eating less calories than I was, engorging myself. It's just a very, very powerful process. It doesn't just work with retroactive jealousy. It works in every area of your life to start becoming that person that you want to be. Before you're them, you have to become them. And then you become them. And then life gets easier. Like I said, the first few days, maybe first week of this kind of diet, it was very tough. It was very hard. And then after that, it was easy. After that, these thoughts of, eat more, they weren't as effective. They're still there. Even yesterday, I was kind of eating something and I got some thoughts like, it's the weekend. Come on, eat a little more. It's okay. And again, I just told myself, you're just a thought. I'm not going to give you power. If you want to go as far as I'm going to ignore you because you have nothing to do with what my path, my journey is right now. And I just said, you know what? I'm not the type of person that needs more food. Right now, I feel good. Right now, this satisfied me. And those thoughts just kind of dwindled off and it got easier and easier and easier. And so Again, this journey is hard. I understand. I went through it myself. I understand it's hard, but you can do it. You can absolutely do it, and you have to have faith in yourself that you can do this. And when you have absolute faith, and when you understand these thoughts trying to pull you this way and pull you that way, do no good for you, you can feel a little bit of relief when you realize these thoughts do nothing for me. They're going to make me worse, and I have actually the power to not listen to them. And guess what? When I don't listen to these thoughts, things start getting better, right? During this diet, if I started listening to these thoughts of just eat a little more, it's okay, just have a little dessert, it's okay, nothing would have happened, right? Even though these thoughts seem very convincing, please do this, eat a little more, just explore this thought. It's so tempting to go that way. If I would have went that way, I would have lost, right? I wouldn't have lost anything. I'd still be 225, probably even more, 223, 225. But because I ignored those thoughts and said, no, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it. You can chatter all you want, but I'm not the type of person that indulges in these thoughts. I'm the type of person that gets satisfied from these small meals. I'm not the type of person that gets jealous of these things in the past. I'm the type of person that's confident, that's secure, that loves my partner, that feels complete, and I act in the now and love them in the now. That's the type of person I am. Boom, you become it. Boom, these thoughts go away. Boom, that's your ticket out. That's your ticket out to RJ. That's the ticket out to weight loss. That's your ticket to building a business. That's a ticket to building the best life possible, is doing all these things. It's so, so powerful. So I hope this video helped you out today. I hope you could see that kind of comparison, how doing these things, not following these thoughts, can help in every single aspect of your life. It's so effective. It's so powerful. And I know you can absolutely do it. That'll do it for this video today. I appreciate you taking the time with me. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button so we can get it out to more people that need to see it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. Click the notification bell so you are alerted every time I post a new video. And before you go, please, please, please check out the links in the description below. I've got my 3 amazing, that's right, amazing courses down there. 7-day Retroactive Jealousy Road to Freedom, Break Free from OCD Retroactive Jealousy, and the RJ 1-week Mind Retreat. All incredible courses. I'd love for you to try them all. If you haven't tried any of them, you can bundle them right now and get them for an awesome price, or they're for sale individually. I think they will go a long way in overcoming RJ. The stuff we talked about in this video, we cover in these courses as well, how powerful all that stuff really is and how it will change your life forever. So I'll let you go for now. See you in the next video.